Hello. Yeah, we can get one. I mean, I looked at it. I wish you knew this quick. That was nothing.
Have folks in the crowd tonight, would it be okay if I did what I used to do after you open the meeting, let folks know that I'm just a council liaison?
Do we have a quorum?
Pardon me?
Do we have a quorum?
I don't think I even count for a quorum anymore. When we shortened it up to 5 people, didn't we pull that out?
Calling Commissioner Zabriskie.
Oh, okay.
And since that she couldn't make it. Oh, and so. Yeah, 'cause we sent the reminder. I don't.
Couldn't make motions. I could. Five and.
Yeah.
Have now
Break a tie.
members, it's.
Well, gray looks good on us.
Gray
doesn't
looks-
it? Yeah, it looks
yeah.
good on you.
Yeah,
Look good on me. So what do
Yeah.
you say? Yeah.
Good on Scott too.
Yeah, if I had hair, it'd be gray. Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be
You
remoted
look
any
close
minute.
enough.
Oh,
There we
it is.
go.
Yeah, Steve's here.
And it's not even 6 yet. Perfect.
May have just passed out.
Oh, you missed
And
that
this-
too? Yeah.
In this time of
Yeah,
year, you know.
yeah.
it was
Oh,
just-
gosh, yeah.
I had to go to. Walked in like, oh. And so when I walk back here, I'm like, oh my God, I love it here.
Yes. You know, right,
Yeah,
right, yeah. Yeah, I think we could start. All right, we will open the Wood Village Planning Commission meeting for this evening. We'll turn it over. Lauren.
And let me just share my screen with the PowerPoint. Is everyone able to see that?
Sorry, that was a yes.
Okay, perfect. I know the audio is kind of in and out a little bit. So, good evening, commissioners. My name is Lauren Scott, and I will be doing the staff presentation on this request for a variance to fence height standards in the front yard setback. The site's located at Northeast Tree Hill Drive near the intersection with Northeast 238th Drive. It currently contains a children's daycare center, and it's surrounded by residential uses. The property is currently zoned multi-residential or MR2, and all surrounding properties are also zoned MR2. The property owner had installed a 6-foot tall fence within the front building setback along Northeast Tree Hill Drive. The Wood Village Development Code limits fences within that area to 3.5 feet, and while the fence is located to the side of the building due to its orientation, the fence is still located along the site's frontage within that road and is therefore held to the 3.5 feet standard. The owner had installed a new fence under the impression that it was allowed and with the intention of providing better safety and security for the children that play in the yard of the daycare facility. The applicant in their narrative had expressed that there are concerns over crime and safety in the area, and they've had previous incidents with strangers approaching the play area. They felt that the fence would alleviate these concerns. The applicant has also received several letters of support for a taller fence that they included with their application. The applicant has requested a variance to keep the 6-foot tall fence and therefore must demonstrate that they meet the 5 criteria shown on the slide. The fence height limit standard they are asking for an exception to is allowed to be modified. That's to say a variance is not prohibited in this case. The first criteria is that the request is consistent with the character of the area. The applicant's narrative indicated the previous fence that was there was similar. It was chain link and gray in color, and it was not site obscuring. The proposed variance does not significantly alter the character of the neighborhood. Similar fences also exist in the area, one of which is in the background of the photo on the slide. The use of the property will remain a daycare center, and no new structures or alterations are included in this request. No adverse impacts to adjacent properties were found as a result of this variance. As the applicant stated in their narrative, the fence will not be site obscuring and someone will still be able to see through it, but the additional height adds to the security of the play area. And the fence is also located away from most adjacent residences. The next criteria is that any cumulative effects resulting from multiple variance requests are still consistent with the overall purpose of the zone. In this case, only 1 variance is being requested, so that criteria is met. The application also states that the adjustment to the standard equally or better meets the purpose of fence regulations. Due to the concerns over safety, the applicant felt that it was necessary to install the fence. The fence abuts what's functionally the side yard of the property, but is considered the front, making the maximum height 3.5 feet. However, side and rear fences are permitted up to 6 feet tall, and the 6-foot tall fence does not exceed the overall fence restrictions for areas within this zone. The fence is not detrimental to public health or safety, and it does not impede vision clearance requirements for vehicles using the streets due to the intersection alignment and curvature of Northeast Tree Hill Drive. The fence has already been installed, and it's a similar chain link fence to the one that existed at the site. The only difference is that the new fence is 2 feet taller. The new fence remains see-through, and most of it is actually located along the street frontage. And the applicant has worked with planning staff and received several letters of support for the requested variance. The final criteria is that the request should be consistent with city, county, regional transportation plans, and no changes or impacts were found as a result of this variance. The fence does not interfere with the vision clearance, and Northeast Tree Hill Drive is a private street. No functional or carrying capacity of adjacent streets would be affected by this change. And staff is recommending approval of the request, allowing the applicant to keep the 6-foot high fence at the site, and is recommending that the Planning Commission adopt the proposed findings and approve the application. And that concludes the end of my presentation. I will stop sharing my screen, and if any commissioners have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay, thanks, Lauren.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we'll open public. If you state your name and address and could share anything you'd like to say.
I am Michelle Downing. I own the business. I don't own the building yet, but I own the business. Out permits first, I had no idea. But I would appreciate considering letting me keep it. I mean, I don't know if everybody got a chance to read the letters from parents, the safety concerns. Getting a little scarier out there. We don't mind saying hi to our neighbors. We love that, but I feel like we can still do that through the fence. I don't know what else you want me to say, but Oh,
Yeah. Door opener.
Beside the splash pad,
Yeah.
you found a button that opens the doors.
I appreciate the consideration, keeping the fence. It's a big deal to the safety and especially with everything happening in the news lately too. I mean, our parents are, they're gonna put up a fight if we can't keep it. We want to keep everybody safe.
Thank you. Sure.
Sure.
You can read it from there if you'd like.
Hi, I'm Jamie Barthel. I have a couple kiddos. And I'll try to say this without crying, but like Michelle was saying, the safety issue, it just, as a parent, it just makes me feel so much better knowing that someone with a gun can't just climb over the fence and get to our kids. So I really appreciate you guys just considering this. She wrote it down because she gets shy.
You can read
but
it from
do you
there
want
if you'd
Mom to
like.
read it?
Or you can submit it as testimony and we can read it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Grace, and she wrote, "Our fence up. It makes me and my brother feel safe out bad guys. It also keeps our balls inside our playground. And I can still say hello to the neighbors and their cute dog. Thank you for listening." Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Quick, my name is Tamara Emery and my daughter goes to daycare for, gosh, now 5 years or so. I've lived in the Tree Hill for almost 6 years. And great presentation, Lauren. I mean, it sounds like people are on board with this, hopefully. The only thing I want to add, well, is Ethan, my daughter, mentioned could at times climb over the 6-foot fence or the 3-foot fence. They're gonna have a real hard time climbing over. It keeps kids in, keeps other people. Not that kids are doing that. He mentioned that. I thought that was kind of a good point too. So, thank you.
Okay, I think. Conversation here.
Well, talk to Steve first. If he doesn't have any objections, I'd like to make a motion.
No objections.
Okay,
Sure, you can make a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve VAR 22-01. A request for a type 2 procedure for variance from the maximum allowed fence height to allow for a 6 feet tall fence within the front building setback.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
keep your fence.
Thank
And your balls won't go over the fence now.
Right.
Good job.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a commercial building, so just about anything you would want to do.
All right, well, thank you, Commissioner Zabrowski and Lauren. I'm gonna end the virtual meeting, so we'll see you all next time.